Mark, is there too much happy talk propping up markets these days?
I don't think there's too much happy talk. There is happy talk. Look, markets are ebullient, markets are effusive, but the fact is we have generally still good global growth. Yes, there are a few cracks showing, but overall still pretty strong. Companies are making very good profits. Financial conditions are still extremely loose, and we've got central banks that are saying, hey, we're dying to make it even easier as soon as there's a hint of a problem. So markets are extremely happy for good reasons, and therefore I don't think there's too much happy talk. There's a lot of happy talk, and at some point it'll seem misplaced, but not yet.
OK, there's a lot of happy talk for Chinese property right now. I just see that Chinese property stocks extending their gains to more than 8% higher on some of the policy changes we've seen coming out of China. Mark, we've seen lots of 13F filings that have flagged increased exposure to Chinese tech. Here's the property sector getting excited about regulatory change. Is the market finally catching up with your view on Chinese stocks?
Yeah. I mean, you phrased that very positively there, Anna, as if I've nailed this. No, I was way too early. So I think those people who are late to the story have proved smarter. It's always the way. You don't want to be early on a trade. You want to be just after it turns. And look, but I think that the fact is that the Chinese stock story has turned around. And we've seen that for a few months now, and that's been quite clear. And while I was too early, I would say several others on my team were quite smart about being bearish until maybe a few months ago and then got bullish. These are stocks that are still extremely cheap. They're under-owned around the world, and now they're getting multi-pronged policy support. Monetary policy, fiscal policy, and there's getting structural reform. So this is a theme that can run and run and run for many, many months to come. Now, an important disclaimer is that over the last few months, the gains have been extraordinary. I was just this morning looking, whenever you see HSI returns of this strong for so long, you get some kind of short-term pullback, but it'll be a short-term pullback in a sustainable uptrend.